Okay, welcome back to my channel Perspective. And today's topic is the image, the so called black man image or the black male image. You know, as you saw on my last video that I did, I was talking about what white people have done to black people in history and showing examples of how it's still going on today. And this is going to be a video kind of similar to that, as you can see on the screen. I'm talking more about the black man image this time, though, because it's a very important thing, and how they basically emasculate the black man image and try to paint us in a degrading light. The us is talking about the black man, of course. As you see on the screen, what it says, the feminization and emasculation of the black male image, disqualifying the black man for leadership. And that's been going on. That's been going on ever since slavery in this country. As far as the black male image goes, and there's plenty of proof of it. However, I'm basically tackling what they're doing today that's still trying to destroy the black male image. And as far as those of us who grew up in the 90s and earlier, we know that the alphabet people community was not tolerated in the black community. Why? It's because we value our image. We valued it then, we still value it now. However, in media, they're still pushing this same agenda, and they've been pushing it, like I say, since slavery. You know, in slavery, they had the term buck breaking, where the white slave master would get the strongest black male slave and have sexual relations with him in front of the whole plantation, basically to break our spirits. You know, to break the black male image in the minds of everybody on that plantation. And then, of course, the term motherfucker, you know, where they would blindfold a black male and have him have intercourse with unknown women, usually of his own family. And that's where the term motherfucker originated. That it originated during slavery. You know, this was all the destruction of the black male image. And you know what made me want to do this topic is basically a O'Shea Jackson, Duke Jackson video. Successful modern women are looking for men to become wives, and we remember this picture of Rihanna and ASAP Rocky. You know, they have her in the front. The picture is actually inflated to make her look bigger. You know, she's in the front leading him, and he's got the baby, being the caretaker of the children. And yes, this was done on purpose to emasculate the black male image. You know, it's all on purpose. And I want to play a part of this video, but I'm gonna come back to it because there's a woman in this video that had a lot to say, and which is basically adding to the emasculation of the black male image. But I'll come back to that. In this video, this reveals how Dave Chappelle first went into how they tried to make him wear a dress, which was a big part of the emasculation tactics. And it also says something about him having integrity and morals. You know, And I do want to get the definition of integrity and morals so you understand where I'm coming from when I say integrity and morals. And integrity, the definition says the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, moral uprightness. So, what is the definition of morals? A lesson, especially one concerning what is right or prudent, that can be derived from a story, a piece of information, or an experience. What is right or what is prudent. That's basically doing the right thing. Why? Because it's the right thing to do. And we know where the morals actually come from. That's why it says from a story. Now let me play this a clip of Dave Chappelle.
As for Dave Chappelle, he actually spoke about this on Oprah and said the same thing happened to him when he was filming a movie with Martin Lawrence.
Like when I connect dots that maybe shouldn't be connected, I don't know. But certain dots, like when I see that they put every black man in the movies in a dress at some point in their career, I'll be connecting them down like, wow, these brothers gotta wear a dress. This happened to me. I'm doing a movie with Martin.
Yeah.
The movie's going good. So I walk in the trailer. I'm like, man, this must be the wrong trailer because there's a dress in here. They come in. The writer comes in. I think he's the writer. He's like, Dave, listen, you got this hilarious scene where Martin's sneaking out of jail. So he disguises you as a prostitute. And he put this dress on. And, what? This prostitute? Nah, I'm not doing that. I don't feel comfortable with that.
But what's even more disturbing is that even after Dave said he felt uncomfortable putting on a dress, the producers still tried to pressure him and made it look like he was being difficult.
That should have been in the discussion. What? You don't feel comfortable with it? I mean, it's a hilarious bit. All the greats have done it. So, well, if all the greats have done it, it's kind of hacky, right? You're right. So why don't we just not do it? Because I don't feel comfortable wearing a dress. Oh, come on, Dave. Listen, we got it all set up. We're supposed to shoot. Every minute you waste costs this much money. You know, the pressure comes in. He said, I'm not wearing no dress, man. I'm funnier than a dress. Just give me something funny to say. I don't need to wear no dress to be funny. What am I, Milton Berle? You know, we're going like this. And then finally he's like, and he leaves. And then, like, the director comes, Dave, it really would be great if you wear the dress. What is wrong? What is this, Brokeback Mountain in here? So then, wear the dress. I don't want to wear the dress. I want to wear this dress. You know what I mean? Oh, gosh, this guy's so difficult. They leave.
And then, Dave also revealed another shocking detail. The producers had another version of the scene already written in case he refused to wear a dress.
I mean, and then I started thinking about it. All the comics that I've seen, man, you know, strong brothers, why they putting us in these dresses? But the minute it was clear, I was adamant, I'm not wearing a dress. I'm not wearing the dress. All right, fine. Think of something else. That comes back 10 minutes later. The whole new scene. Damn, how did you write the scene so fast?
And so, when years later, Kevin Hart appeared on SNL in a dress despite previously claiming he would never do something like that, many fans accused him of selling out to the Hollywood elite. And this brings us to what Kat said. When Kat was asked to comment on this situation, he explained that the whole thing is much bigger than Kevin Hart.
And that's true. The whole thing is bigger than just one actor, you know, and it's bigger than one actress as well, you know, and that's gonna bring me to the integrity of Denzel Washington as he explains what he went through on his first acting role, when his breakthrough in acting. And I'm gonna play this clip of Denzel, and it shows the level of integrity that he actually had.
Sidney Poitier, I was very fortunate. In fact, he came no, I talked to him before that, but I think it was when he came to Soldier's Play. He said, "You're good."
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and wow. I got a part in a movie in 1986. I called it The Nigga They Couldn't Kill.
Oh.
Yeah, he was supposed to be, he raped a white woman, and they tried to electrocute him, but it didn't work. And he became sort of a cult hero. No, not that one. That was the other awful one. But and then they tried to hang him, and they tried to do all this stuff. And I had a lot of training day in me. And I said, yeah. They said, no, it's funny. It's like they hang them and then they can't. I said, yeah, like you bring some Jewish people into a room and they think it's a shower, but it's gas. Oh. And they said, right. I said, right, that ain't funny. So to me, it wasn't funny about putting a rope around my MFN neck either. I made a point. The guy was like, who the hell is this little nigga talking like this? So anyway, make a long story long, I called Sidney and I was sick because he told me to call him. If I said, man, they offered me $600,000 to play the nigga they couldn't kill. And he said, I'm not going to tell you what to do. He said, I'm not going to tell you that, Denzel. He says, but I can tell you this. The first 2 or 3 or 4 films you do in this business will dictate how you're perceived in this business. So you make a decision. You know, he didn't tell me what to do, and I give him credit for that. And I turned it down, and 6 months later, I got Cry Freedom and got an Oscar nomination. So
now, you know, and if you would notice, you know, when he was telling that story, and everybody was laughing all the way until he got to the small hat part, you know, and everybody was like, "Ooh," but they were still laughing when they was talking about putting a rope around his neck, you know. And it's like, wow, even the audience responded that way. Why? Is because of the black male image is totally destroyed. Let me see if I can find it again, because I want to.
Yeah, they said, no, it's funny. It's like they hang them and then they can't. I said, yeah, like you bring some Jewish people into a room and they think it's a shower, but it's gas. Oh. And they said,
you hear that? Oh, you know. But when he said about the rope around his neck, they had nothing but laughs.
There were some Jewish people in the audition, hang them, and they tried to do all this stuff. And
you see, it's nothing but laughter when you're talking about killing the black man. But when it got to the small hats, the Jewish people, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, like I can't believe you said that.
A lot of training day in me. There were some Jewish people in the audition, and I said, yeah. They said, no, it's funny. It's like they hang them and then they can't. I said, yeah, like you bring some Jewish people into a room and they think it's a shower, but it's gas. Oh. And they said, right.
Exactly, and that's why he said right. Oh, that's a tragedy. But, you know, for a black man to die is not a tragedy. You know, that's why a lot of people gave Candace Owens a lot of pushback on what she said about George Floyd. And Candace Owens makes a lot of sense on a lot of things she say. However, when she said what she said about George Floyd, she was dead wrong. Totally wrong. Because no matter how you feel about that person, you know, they basically murdered him on camera on live TV. And he was a black man. No matter how much he struggled or begged, which fueled the Black Lives Matter movement. And I know the Black Lives Matter movement it's not for black men, to put it lightly. I'll probably make a video on that too. Another video for another time. You know. However, the way they murdered him there was a lack of sympathy. And of course, like I say, I'll do a video. It's another video for another time what Black Lives Matter is really for, because it's not for us. But you see how they treat the black male image. It's comical to kill a black man. And Denzel, for him to break into acting early, you know, he had a lot of integrity not to do that. And he had a lot of morals. And I want to bring up something that it seems is out of style for black people in this day and age, which is the Bible. You know, if you're the type that don't believe that the Bible is real and all that, well, this just ain't for you. Just flat out, you know. This is where real morals and integrity come from. This is how you know what is right and what is wrong. That's just the truth. No other book can explain that. Now, continuing what morals, that's why I read the definition of morals and the definition of integrity, so you can understand what real morals is. It comes from the Bible, yes. I know it breaks a lot of you black people's heart that it comes from the Bible, because we know a lot of black people in this day and age actually hate the Bible, because a lot of black people actually hate responsibility. Let's just get to the meat of the situation. And I'm going to read this scripture anyway. Deuteronomy 22:5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on women's garments, for all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy God. It says it plainly. There's no other way to break that down, no other way to explain it. It's very, very, very plain. You can't get around what it says or how it says it. Yet, this is what they do to us. They continually try to make us wear dresses. They continually try to put our people in roles that is unbecoming of a man representing his people. And I want to fast forward this clip to something that Cat Williams said, because he did say something, very significant here. And he was referring to the Will Smith, Chris Rock situation.
You can do all of that.
You saying it was?
I'm saying that everything that happens in a business that's based off of pretend, that seems like a setup is.
Right. Everything that happens in a business that seems like pretend, that seems like it would be pretend, and you think it's a setup, it is a setup. And that was another tactic with the Will Smith, Chris Rock situation, to basically destroy the black male image. It was made to destroy the black male image. Well, as if we're just too emotional. Everybody's seen it around the world. Black men are just out of control. And of course, Cat Williams was saying how it was staged and it was a setup. And when you watch it, it actually makes perfect sense that it was staged, it was set up, and it was basically to put another nail in the coffin of the black male image. Like the picture that I showed in the beginning of the video, the feminization and emasculation of the black male image, disqualifying the black man for leadership. That's what they're putting in the minds of people. Disqualifying the black man for the leadership role. That's what they want in black people's mind. I mean, they've been doing it ever since slavery. They want to make it look like we're not fit for the role of leadership. However, when black males do lead, we are some of the best leaders. Mentioning sports, look at all the greatest sports athletes, including in basketball and in football. You had Michael Jordan, you had what's his name, Michael Vick. Well, they got Michael Vick on dog fighting charges and got him out of there. And he was one of the best quarterbacks. I think he was on the New England Patriots. I think it was the New England Patriots. He was one of the best quarterbacks, black. He could run, he could throw, he could do it all. Michael Jordan, enough said. He was the leader of the Bulls, He wasn't a coach, but he was a player, and he was basically leading the team. He could run, he could shoot. He could pass, which basically led them to be one of the best teams of all time. But that's what they've been doing, is destroying our image. And one person that wanted to control that was Bill Cosby. And I want to play a little bit of this from Comedy Hype. So listen well.
Bill Cosby believes television and film are the primary battlefields of the enduring war against racial prejudice and discrimination in the United States. He felt that both the small and silver screens could be used as an educational tool to enlighten audiences and transform one's lived experience. For example, consider the way news outlets portray black criminals versus white criminals. Black criminals are often painted as thugs and vilified, while white perpetrators are portrayed sympathetically and are given the benefit of the doubt.
And that's one reason why Bill Cosby wanted to buy or be a partial owner of NBC, which is a major media network. And after that, he wouldn't back down. After that, that's when all those allegations of him with the grape thing and all of the bad things he supposedly had done in his past had came up. All of a sudden, no, he ain't getting NBC. He's going to jail, and they took most of his money, so he can't even bring it up no more. Why? Because he wanted to change the image of the black man image and the image of black people. That's what he wanted to change. And guess what? They made sure he wouldn't try that again. I bring up this from Google. What happened to the black sitcoms? Why? Because in the 90s and early 2000s, there was a lot of black sitcoms. The thing about it was they were positive. Black people going to college, getting a proper education, opening up businesses, black men taking care of their children. There was a lot of sitcoms like that. There was a whole lot of them. I mean, off the top, you had, it's showing here, Fresh Prince, Family Matters, Living Single, Different World. They had one I like, One on One. There was a lot of black TV shows back then that put black people in general in a positive light. However, they filtered them all out. If you look at what happened to In Living Color, not In Living Color, but Living Single, that was the model for Friends. Yes, the white TV show that all white people love, Friends. They got that model from Living Single. And there was a whole story about it. And Living Single was doing better than Friends, and they basically cut them out of the air, cut them off the air. And they promoted Friends. This is what they have been doing since slavery. And you won't understand the hatred that they actually have for us. It's non-understandable. And going back to the Bible that I have right here, this is Deuteronomy 4 and 6. Keep therefore and do them. What is it? The laws that the Lord put up, the commandments. For this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, surely this is a great nation and a wise and understanding people. Why do you think those men, those brothers be out on the street preaching this to you? Whatever you call the brothers, guess what? They're trying to give you morals and understanding. This is the morals that we have. The Bible is our morals, and there's no other book that can give you those type of rules to live by. Why do we know about traditional women? Because of the Bible. And like I said, I wanted to get back to O'Shea Duke Jackson, because I keep going back to this same this same image here, the feminization and emasculation of the black male image, disqualifying the black man for leadership. And I wanted to get back to the O'Shea Duke Jackson because I want y'all to hear what this woman had to say.
To pretty much clap back at brothers like you. Let's play that clip.
Okay, when I tell you I screamed, okay? Because first off, Rihanna just keeps hitting me left and right. Like, sis, can I breathe after the performance? Can we get it together? You just announced you were pregnant. But here's what really caught me off guard. The comments by these trifling black men. Here y'all go.
Trifling black men. And watch the comments that she reads.
Again, here y'all go again. But let's see the comments. It seems to me this agenda to turn men feminine is working quite well, because I don't care what nobody say. ASAP Rocky looking a little too zesty for me. It don't sit too well with me though. It's showing she the leader because she got all the money. No matter if he was rich or broke, he's the king. Maybe I'm reaching. I don't know. I don't like it at all.
Right, so two black men's comments she read. Yes, ASAP Rocky was looking a little bit too effeminate there. And the other one is like, hey, he's the king no matter how much money she making, more or less. But they got him in the back like he's not the leader.
I really gotta ask y'all a question. Are y'all good? Like, honestly and truly, I feel like the male gender is really backtracking because y'all not making sense.
Why don't it make sense? The man is supposed to be in the leading position and he's supposed to look like he is the leader. Not like he's small in the background taking care of the children. That's a woman's role. And hey, the black woman, hey, y'all done forgot your role. You don't even remember where you came from. And when I say you don't remember where you came from, I'm talking about your femininity. You used to be feminine, very feminine. And you can't find a trace of that in the black community anymore. Which brings me back to this first image, the feminization and emasculation of the black male image, disqualifying the black man for leadership. Because clearly in her eyes, the black man ain't supposed to be in leadership. She's asking if we good. It's like, no. Most black men know that we're supposed to be the leaders. However, our women are out of order. We're trying to control our image, and our women are out of order. I mean, that goes to the black men ain't shit arguments. And guess what? In this image, all of them are celebrity black women. And guess what? The black woman has taken it hook, line, and sinker. That's what they follow. And there's a lot of content creators out there, black men, that's actually trying to take back control of the black male image. And a lot of them are actually trying to get you black women back in line. Only problem is the majority of black women don't want to, which further destroys our image. And that's why you have that such thing as passport bros, and you black women are going to be left behind if you don't get it back right. I said in another video, hey, the seed comes out of the man, like it or not. The black women ain't going nowhere as long as we're still alive. Why? Because no matter who the black man reproduces with, and this may hurt some feelings, if we have daughters, the daughters will be black women. Thing is, they will be taught right. And it seems like sooner or later that's going to happen. And of course, I'm going to leave you with this. If you stand for nothing, you'll fall for anything. So that's my perspective on it. Tell me yours.